The text message arrived at 2:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. Sold the beach place. You'll thank me later. I stared at my phone in the hospital cafeteria, cold coffee halfway to my lips. The beach condo. My beach condo. The one I'd purchased 8 years ago with money from 60-hour work weeks and skipped vacations. The one my sister called the family beach house, despite never contributing a single mortgage payment. I called her immediately. She answered on the first ring, voice bright with relief. Finally. I knew you'd understand once you calmed down. The buyer offered $485,000. That's $40,000 over asking. We close in 30 days and my credit card debt is completely solved. Maya, you can't sell my property. Our property, she corrected, that familiar edge creeping into her voice. Mom and Dad helped you with the down payment. That makes it family property. And right now family needs help. I'm drowning in $67,000 of debt. You have a stable job. This is what family does. In the background I heard Mom's voice. Is that her? Tell her to stop being selfish about this. I hung up. That night Mom called. Then Dad. Then Maya's husband, Derek. The message was uniform. I was being unreasonable. Maya faced financial ruin. The condo was sitting empty most of the year anyway. Fair sacrifice was the phrase Mom kept using, like my 8 years of mortgage payments were theoretical. The memory surfaced unbidden. Dad's living room 9 years ago. I'd just shown them my pre-approval letter for the condo purchase. My first real estate investment. I was 26 and terrified and proud. Beach property? Dad had said, not looking up from his newspaper. That's a rich person's game. You'll be house poor within a year. Maya had laughed. Maybe find a husband first. Then you can play real estate investor. I bought it anyway. Closed escrow 37 days later. Over the years I'd bought more. An apartment building in the university district. Student housing is too volatile, Mom said. A small office complex downtown. Commercial real estate? You don't have the experience, Dad warned. A historic theater I'd painstakingly restored. Throwing money away on nostalgia, Maya declared. I never corrected them. Never showed them the spreadsheets. Never mentioned the rental income that had long since eclipsed my hospital administrator salary. They had their narrative. I was the family member who played at business while they lived in reality. I called my real estate attorney Richard Chin the next morning. They can't sell property they don't own, he said simply. Do you have the deed? In my safety deposit box. Solely in my name. Then we wait. Let the process expose itself. The ghost ledger. That week I created what I called the ghost ledger. The costs that never appeared on any balance sheet. Thanksgiving 2019. Maya announced her engagement. I just closed on the apartment building. When I mentioned it, Dad said, that's nice, then immediately asked Maya about wedding venues. Cost. Acknowledgement never given. Christmas 2021. The office complex won a downtown revitalization award. I brought the plaque. Mom placed it face down, said, don't want to make Maya feel bad. Cost. Pride buried under family politics. Summer 2022. Maya needed $12,000 for her failing boutique. I gave it. She never said thank you, just, I'll pay you back from the beach house sale someday. Cost. $12,000 plus the assumption I'd fund her forever. Every family gathering for 8 years. How's your little real estate hobby? Cost. Being diminished in rooms where I was the most financially successful person present. The emotional mathematics of family erasure. The entries went back years. Some wounds don't heal with compound interest. The escrow revelation. 23 days after Maya's text, my phone rang. Unknown number. Miss Patterson? This is Jennifer Walsh from Coastal Escrow Services. I'm handling the pending sale of 4750 Ocean View Drive, Unit 12. We need documentation from you to proceed with closing. What documentation? Seller authorization forms and verification of your identity as the property owner. Standard procedure when the person signing the listing agreement doesn't match our title records. My heart rate slowed. What do your title records show? You as sole owner since April 2016. Your sister, Maya Patterson Foster, signed as seller, but the property title shows only your name. No joint tenancy, no community property designation. The title insurance company flagged this discrepancy this morning. I see. I've left 3 messages for Mrs. Foster. Her real estate agent seems unaware of the ownership issue. I'm required to halt all escrow activities until this is resolved. Our legal department is using words like fraud and forgery. I did not authorize any sale. That property is not for sale. The silence lasted 5 seconds. I need to conference in our legal counsel. Can you hold? The escrow company's attorney, Michael Brennan, had a voice like gravel. Ms. Patterson, I'm looking at documents bearing your alleged signature on 3 forms: the listing agreement, seller's disclosure, and sales contract. I'm also looking at your actual signature from the 2016 purchase documents. They're not even close. How different? Your real signature has a distinctive loop on the capital P and consistent spacing. These forgeries have neither. They look like someone practicing and getting progressively worse. The listing agreement is almost passable. The sales contract looks like a different person entirely. What happens now? I'm required to report this to our title insurance company, which triggers their fraud investigation. I'm also informing the buyers that the sale cannot proceed. And I'm personally recommending we refer this to law enforcement for criminal investigation of forgery and attempted real estate fraud. And my sister? Her real estate agent will likely face licensing board review. Your sister is looking at potential criminal charges. Forgery, fraud, potentially grand theft given the property value. The buyer is already threatening legal action. The confrontation. Maya called that evening, screaming before I could say hello. You called the escrow company? You're ruining my life. I didn't call them. They called me. Because you tried to sell my property. Our property. Mom and Dad gave you. Mom and Dad gave me $8,000 toward a $60,000 down payment 8 years ago. I've paid every mortgage payment, every property tax bill, every insurance premium since. The deed is in my name. Only my name. You're going to let me go to prison over money? You're going to prison because you committed fraud. I'm your sister. You forged my signature and tried to steal a $485,000 asset. That's felony theft. He started crying. I'll go bankrupt. Derek will leave me. My whole life is falling apart. Then you should have thought about that before you forged legal documents. I hung up. Mom called within minutes. Then Dad. The message was identical. I was destroying the family. Maya had made a mistake. Couldn't I show compassion? What have you done for me? I asked Dad. Silence. What have you done for me besides tell me I'd fail at everything I've succeeded at? Besides diminish every accomplishment? Besides allow Maya to steal from me and call it family obligation? We gave you money for that condo. You lent me $8,000 8 years ago. I paid you back with 4% interest within 2 years. You've spent more than that on Maya's failed businesses. That's different. It is different. Because when Maya fails, it's bad luck. When I succeed, it's a hobby. I'm done with this narrative. The procedural justice. The investigation moved forward with bureaucratic precision. Evidence collection. Day 1 to 3, the title insurance fraud unit requested all documents. I provided the original deed, 8 years of mortgage statements, property tax records, and the complete email chain where I declined Maya's previous suggestions to sell. Forensic analysis. Day 4 to 8, a certified document examiner compared signatures. Her report. The questioned signatures show 94.3% probability of forgery. Pressure patterns, letter formation, and pen stroke velocity are inconsistent with genuine signatures. Real estate investigation. Day 9 to 12, Maya's agent, Brad Hutchins, claimed he'd verified ownership through Maya's verbal assurance. The state licensing board opened an investigation. His defense, family property sales are different, did not help. Criminal complaint. Day 13, the district attorney's office accepted the case. Detective Sarah Morrison contacted me. This is clear-cut. We're filing charges for forgery, attempted fraud, and attempted grand theft. Formal charges. Day 18, Maya was arrested at her home. 3 counts. Forgery in the first degree, attempted theft over $100,000, and filing false documents. Bail set at $25,000. Derek called me begging. She's in jail. Please drop the charges. I didn't press charges. The state did. This is criminal fraud. Licensing Board, Day 24. Brad Hutchins received formal reprimand and mandatory ethics training for failure to verify seller authorization. Plea negotiations, Day 32 to 45. Maya's attorney negotiated with the DA. She pled guilty to reduced charges, attempted fraud and filing false instruments. Sentence: 18 months supervised probation, 200 hours community service, $15,000 restitution to the buyers, and permanent conviction record. Cascade. The consequences rippled outward with mathematical precision. Professional: Maya's boutique, already struggling, closed permanently. No bank would extend credit to someone with a fraud conviction. Financial: Derek filed for divorce within 6 weeks. The $67,000 in credit card debt remained entirely hers. Her bankruptcy filing listed the criminal restitution as priority debt, meaning it couldn't be discharged. Social: the hometown newspaper ran the story. Local woman convicted in real estate fraud against sister. Her former friends distanced themselves quietly. Family: Mom and Dad tried maintaining neutrality for 3 weeks before Mom sent an email about how I'd chosen the legal system over family. I didn't respond. When Dad called asking me to help with Maya's restitution payments, I blocked his number. Freedom. 6 months later, I stood on the balcony of the beach condo Maya had tried to steal. Salt air hit my face sharp and clean. The sunset painted the ocean amber and rose. My phone buzzed. Property manager. All 8 units rented. First of the month cleared. $14,400 deposited. I opened my portfolio spreadsheet. 11 properties now. The beach condo. The apartment building. The office complex. The historic theater. A small shopping center. 2 residential rentals. 4 commercial spaces in the warehouse district. Total portfolio value, $6.2 million. Annual rental income, $387,000. Equity, $4.1 million. 11 fortresses I'd built while my family called it a hobby. The condo's title sat framed on my wall now, a reminder that boundaries aren't cruelty. That walking away from people who diminish you isn't abandonment, it's survival. Maya sent occasional emails through her lawyer, asking to reconcile. Mom forwarded family photos I wasn't in, passive-aggressive captions about complete families. Dad left voicemails about forgiveness. I deleted them all. Because some people will love you only as much as they can use you. Will celebrate you only when your success doesn't outshine theirs. Will call it family only when family means you sacrifice for them. That's not family. That's hostage negotiation. I'd built an empire while they called it foolishness. I'd created generational wealth while they mocked my hobby. I'd succeeded so thoroughly that my sister tried to steal it rather than build her own. And when the institutions, the escrow company, the title insurance, the forensic analysts, the criminal justice system, all confirmed what I'd always known, the narrative finally shattered. They wanted the beach condo. The family property they'd contributed nothing toward. They got nothing. Not the condo. Not access to my life. Not my time, my energy, my continued tolerance. The restraining order was just paperwork. The real boundary was internal. The understanding that I owed them nothing. That their version of family was transactional, conditional, and ultimately worthless. I sold the apartment building 2 weeks ago for $1.8 million. Bought a 12-unit complex in the Arts District instead. Property number 12. From the 11 fortresses I fought to protect, my future begins. The account is closed. The balance is 0. And I am finally completely in the black.